what we do here. So let's do that. All right, guys, time for Team of the Week 3 reviews here on the channel. Make sure to give us a follow. We do it every week. Your top performers right now, LeSean McCoy had 2 touchdowns, a big game for him. He gets a new item, Jamie Collins with the interception. T.Y. Hilton, the game winner, touchdown. Everson Griffen, Marcus Peters had a pick. Who didn't have a pick, am I right? Terrelle Pryor was all over the field. You knew he was getting one. And then Zachary Orr comes in at the lower level. So let's pop up Mudhead and do what we do best, which is break down these items. We're going to start with the Orr. Right now, I don't think this item has a ton of value, but I don't mind the 84 block shed with 85 hit power. This is a guy you keep your eye on as he progresses not just through his season, but his career. And maybe if he ends up with a future team, I'm not sure of his exact status, but we would look into that. Terrelle Pryor. Now, this is a guy, I think everyone was hoping he would get a QB item. If you go back, he's been a popular player across Madden Ultimate Team. He was a quarterback at Ohio State, so he does a little bit of everything. Right now, he's 6'4", with 87 speed, 89 spec, 85 catch in traffic. Now, route running is low because, like we said, he was a QB. But what we should do is actually go in and see if he has throwing stats. And, you're not going to be able to throw with him a ton at receiver. You might be able to get a little bit of, Wildcat. Maybe you can find a way to get him in your lineup. But overall, it's not going to be a super effective scheme. But Terrelle Pryor does have 89 throw power, 78 short, 73 mid, 62 deep, but 83 throw on the run. So he's not a great quarterback, but you start to see where if this guy gets a quarterback out of position or some other type of item, you could possibly use Terrelle Pryor as a quarterback kind of dual threat. Marcus Peters, 88 speed, but right now I would skip on the Pryor. I think that you can get better value, the Kelvin Benjamin, or I'd probably go with Kelvin. And, the route running is a little bit low, so that's a small concern. But that's not really his role, right? He's 6'4". Marcus Peters finally gets an item, still only at 83. This guy was amazing last season. I thought he would be one of the higher-rated CBs coming into the year. But he does get to 83 pretty early in the season with 88 speed, so his next one could be at 90. He's a balanced man zone guy, good press. Overall, Peters, I'm not sure if he'll ever quite get to that status of a Pat Pete, of some of the higher-rated quarters. He just might have started too low to start the year. But, his next item, if it gets up to 90 speed, 87 man, 84 zone, with above 90 press, maybe as a budget guy you start to get him there, but I wouldn't go all in for the Peters. Everson Griffen gets an item, only 78 strength and 82 block shed. This guy's a pure pass rusher. It's going to be 82 speed, 85 excel, 92 power move, 80 finesse move. So pretty good balance on the 92-80 rush moves. He can't stop the run, so I wouldn't recommend him there. But maybe you grab him, throw him at the 4-3 end as a pass rusher, and he could get in. Check the Olivier Vernon instead for cost. But at 84, those is a pretty good pass rusher that you would get. All right, T.Y. Hilton gets the slot expert. He gets 90 speed, 88 spec, 91 route running, and 86 catch in traffic. Now, the slot expert is a chemistry I don't know a ton about, but if it improves your route running at all, I'd have to go in and actually check. But T.Y. Hilton had a great item a few years ago. I think it was a final edition. And with 91 route running and 90 speed, he's progressing towards that again. Not super strong, but great agility. Good spec. Can hang on to the rock with 86 catching traffic. Maybe you look at him against an Emmanuel Sanders. You can't pay 100 stacks for him. You can't at this point. But if he comes down quite a bit in price, you could definitely probably go to him. So, he does lack the release, and he's not the biggest guy, but a pretty good route runner in the slot. The Marvin Harrison, I would say, is the peak of this T.Y. Hilton. So, depending on the cost, that's what I'd think. But the T.Y. Hilton can't pay more than $50K, $40K. LeSean McCoy steps in. He gets the chemistry ability energized, and I just purchased the old LeSean McCoy with the energy chemistry. So, this one gets 2 more speed, I believe, 93 elusive. Anytime you hit a manual move that gets a real fake out, you will receive a temporary stamina boost. It'll bring your bar back up. So, 95 agility is the key on the Shady, but look at his route running. This Shady McCoy has, it's not hidden, but 86 route running. That's up there with the Reggie Bush. That's going to be peak for a long time in this game out of the backfield. So if you had Adrian Peterson and he couldn't catch, this LeSean McCoy could be the guy for you. Fumbles have been toned back, so McCoy hasn't been fumbling for me. And all I wanted from the other McCoy that I just pick up, the Energizer, a signature, was a little more speed. He finally gets it, and this is great to get him in the game. But now we are probably going to lose coins personally, but that's an item you might have to have. I might have to have that as my Peterson's expired. Jamie Collins is your other guy. Now, he only has 84 speed. You might have thought he'd be a little bit faster, and only 75 strength and 81 block shed, which means he's not going to stop the run tremendously. But what he does have is a very particular set of skills. A set of skills that makes it very difficult for offenses like you to stop him, because he has 91 power move as a pass rusher, 87 excel, makes that speed feel a little bit better, 90 tackle, short tackler if he can block shed, 80 finesse. So we saw Everson Griffen, who is a pass rush specialist, basically the same as Jamie Collins, who's a linebacker, and he has 85 zone. So even Von Miller, who's a little faster and maybe a little bit better pass rusher, doesn't have this zone coverage ability. 73 man's decent. 88 play rack is nice. So you get this guy, you throw him off the edge, you let him rush the passer in most situations, and then every now and then you drop him into zone coverage. As a user, I think he's 6'3", right? User, I think he can get better value because you don't really want to use or pass rush with those 2 ratings. You want to let him do his thing. He's got 86 hit power, super solid. Like, Jamie Collins is one of the most solid items there is. Definitely in the pass coverage, for pass rush and zone coverage and across the middle. So I do like Jamie Collins. I don't like him for 220 because I think you can get a lot of pieces of what Jamie Collins does from other individual players and then rotate them. So that's kind of my only thing with Jamie Collins, but I've never heard anybody who's had a Jamie Collins in the lineup not say that he doesn't make plays. So that's my thoughts on the Week 3 Team of the Weeks. Shout out to everybody that, gave your feedback and had some picks on there. The only other thing I would note is there is some new milestones that came out, so make sure you check those out. With Russell Wilson getting an ankle breaker chemistry along with the conductor, it looks like. And Chris Harris picking up the deep defender along with, I think, Denver. So those might be a nice way to get Denver in. And, we're still exploring chemistries. It looks like they're adding more all the time. You got these milestones. There's a lot to like here in Ultimate Team, and I definitely could use your help breaking down any of the new chemistries, anything you guys are doing that's unique with your lineups, and mixing it up. So I'm probably going to definitely try and check out this LeSean McCoy through the set, but I'll probably just coin them, get rid of the original one and get the other one. You'll see the T.Y. Hilton in the packs, and then you get Jamie Collins potentially as the limited time option. So those are your Week 3 Team of the Weeks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little breakdown. Let me know, and we're going to get into some gameplay.